Are we live? I'm doing the screen record thing. Hey guys, what's going on? So yeah, we saw Elemental yesterday. We actually went down to Disney Springs. I don't know why I looked at the mic. I know I said I was gonna review Elemental, and I was, but I thought it'd be fun to just do a Pixar ranking. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a Pixar ranking. Now we're not gonna do this one because this one doesn't have pictures, and that's no fun, right? Is this a good one? Oh Lord, that bit got all the Disney movies. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Well, I'm not doing that because I haven't seen most of these. So many of these. I haven't seen Snow White. I haven't seen Pinocchio. I haven't seen Dumbo. I haven't seen Bambi. I haven't seen Cinderella, Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan, Lady and the Tramp. I almost said Peter and the Tramp. I haven't seen Sleeping Beauty. I haven't seen 101 Dalmatians since I was like 2 years old. I've never seen Sword in the Stone. Like I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't be skipping all the movies. What's the point of doing it? Pixar. We just need one. Excuse me, with Elemental. See, they ain't got Elemental. What about y'all? Y'all got Elemental? Y'all ain't got Elemental. I know I could just look at the titles, but some of them don't have it. Some of them don't even say in the title like how far it goes up to. How y'all got Toy Story 5 and Inside Out 2 on the list? You got Toy Story 5 on here twice. These websites, boy, I tell you, boy. These niggas be wildin', bro. What we got going on? Oh my god, all these Disney movies. All right, how about this? How about this? We're gonna make life a little easier. We're gonna type in. I can't even see the bit. There we go. Do we got pictures? We got pictures. All right, bet. They got S, A, B, C, D. We can keep that. I don't think we're gonna use F. I don't think we're gonna use F, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of the F. So they got S, A, B, C, D. I took out F. I'll tell you what. Every time we do a movie, I'm gonna do that whole franchise. So when we start with Toy Story, we're just gonna do all the Toy Stories. We're gonna do Lightyear. When we get to Cars, I'm just gonna do the rest of the Cars. When we do Finding Nemo, I'm gonna do Finding Dory, and so on. That's how we'll make it interesting. We'll go ahead and do whatever sequels or prequels go with that before we even move on. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Toy Story. I don't see how anybody doesn't put that in S. It's arguably one of the most iconic movies of all time. It's beautiful, man. I don't know. Like, yeah, the CGI it hasn't aged well, but they were like the first out the gate to even do anything like that. So like you got to give them credit for that, you know? They were the first out the gate and it looked that good for that time. What are we talking about? 95? It looked great. The script was great. The characters are great. It's a funny ass movie. It's a memorable movie. Like, I don't know, man. Toy Story just works. So, like I said, we're just gonna go and do all the Toy Stories and go ahead and do Lightyear. Toy Story 2, I personally feel like is better than the first one. I mean, that's just me though. That's just me though. I know a lot of people feel like Toy Story 1 is the best one. I'm not even really mad at that take because that's a great film. I wouldn't be mad at anybody picking any franchise Toy Story film other than Lightyear as being their favorite Toy Story movie because they're all amazing. They're all amazing. Toy Story 2 is one of the best sequels ever. Animation was fantastic. The song was beautiful. Jesse's song was so gorgeous. Me and my roommate put together like playlists, but we put together playlists not really just based on sound, but we kind of make album-y playlists, if that makes sense. So we basically sequence the playlist so that you have to play it from beginning to end. It's not really made to just throw that junk on shuffle. You're supposed to go from track one and go down. Some of them tell stories and all kind of things like that. It's just this fun thing that we do. And I actually used the When Somebody Loved Me song from Toy Story 2 in one of my playlists. And yeah, Toy Story 2 is the GOAT. Moving on, Toy Story 3. I mean, look, me personally, I think Toy Story 3 is the best one. The animation is beautiful. The character models are fantastic. I mean, Pixar always has great animation though. Like they always have great character models. It's really what's under the hood, no pun intended. We'll get to Cars later. It's really what's under the hood in terms of the script and the writing and all that good stuff. I wasn't really going to college. Like I was going to, I think I was like starting high school when this movie came out. Because what is this, 2010? I understand what Andy is going through because you're going through that phase of, okay, the things you used to do. Whoa!
I tried to land.
Is that good? Are we good? You're not gonna fall again? So Toy Story 3, basically, long story short, before I even start rambling and going on some big long tirade, I feel like Toy Story 3 is a beautiful film. I think it's almost essential for somebody making that transition from teenager to adult. You know, you really feel that feeling of, wow, I do have to give up my toys and give up all this stuff that I used to do as a kid, you know, in that transitional period. It's a very sensitive period of time, I feel like, for a teenager. And the ending of this movie tears me apart. It tears me apart. Like when they're about to get killed, bro, Toy Story 3 is the GOAT. Toy Story 3 is the GOAT. Toy Story 4. This one's tough. This one's tough because I haven't really decided. The window's right there, and I be hearing shit. It's the funniest Toy Story movie, easily. Easily. Like that movie is hilarious. Like it's so funny. But I'm thinking about the iconic nature of that first film and the way like that film is burned into my brain. I personally feel like 4. There are things about 4 I like more than 1, but I think 1's power as a classic is just too strong. Like it's too iconic. Maybe in a decade, maybe after they give us this bullshit Toy Story 5 movie, maybe I'll be able to say Toy Story 4 is a little better than Toy Story 1. I don't know. I might have to watch it some more. Not Lightyear, bro. Oh my goodness. Like, talk about disappointment. Because well, okay, it's hard to talk about disappointment because when I saw the trailers, I wasn't exactly excited. Like, I know some people were, you know, some people were like, "Oh, a Buzz Lightyear spinoff." I wasn't with it, bro. I just didn't really understand what the movie was going for from the trailers. And then when we sat down to watch it, because all you heard when it premiered was, oh, the first 20 minutes are so amazing, you know, like the first 25 minutes are like the best, you know, Pixar at its height. And it's like, yeah, those first 20 minutes are pretty good, you know, they're pretty heartfelt. But it's like once you get on the story, once we get the journey going, Chris Evans doing a good job as Lightyear, but the character just isn't really there. It doesn't really feel like Buzz. The other side characters, I mean, they're fine, but none of them are as good as that black lady we were introduced to in the beginning. Everybody that we meet later and we go on the journey with, they're not even that good. Like, they're not even that funny. The Taika Waititi character, he's just playing Taika Waititi. He's playing Taika Waititi. What? He is playing Taika Waititi. And he's not even in the movie that much to really affect it, but it's more just the simple fact that there's so many things in this film that I just kind of feel on, and I don't really even like that much, especially not that twist. I wasn't feeling that twist. Now, I don't think the movie's terrible. I don't even think it's just like bad or anything like that, and I wouldn't even put it in D. When I first saw it, I would say it was a B, but now that a lot of time has passed and I've seen the film again, it's a C, bro. It's a C, bro. It's mid. It's mid. There's a reason why nobody watched this shit, bro. It's a Toy Story spinoff and it only made like 200 million. Nah, man, nah. Like it's mid, bro. You gotta know when it's mid. Bug's Life. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. This is one that I don't really have any attachment to. I know it was their second film, so I know it's like it's got a big fan base. I know there are people like, oh my god, I love Bug's Life. Wasn't one of my favorites. I didn't watch it like that. I've seen it a couple times. You know, I was a kid, so like they played it on Disney a lot. Bug's Life don't do it for me, bro. We're gonna do. Is it better than Lightyear? I mean, animation. Oh, we put it all the way over there. Animation wise, I feel like Lightyear just jumps over a lot of these because it's one of the most recent ones. And it really is a beautiful looking film in terms of just the visuals, like in terms of just the effects on the characters' faces. You know, you can see the pores, you can see them sweating, just in terms of the details of like backgrounds and, you know, things like that. Trees look alive, you know, like the overall environments are detailed, but it's just, the movie looks so bland and boring. I'd probably rather look at A Bug's Life. Yeah, I'm gonna go with A Bug's Life. It's going in C tier, bro. But yeah, I mess with Buzz Life a little bit more than Lightyear. All right, back to the big boys. Monsters, Inc. This is hard. Monsters Inc. is one of my favorite animated films ever. It's actually always been like one of my favorite Pixar films. So it's tough, bro. Is it better than Toy Story 4? I would say yes. Is it better than Toy Story 1? It's not as iconic. It's not as iconic, but I do feel like the story in Monsters Inc. I care about more because the whole idea of bringing Boo to this world and we're spending the movie just like we got to get her back to wherever she supposed to be at before we get caught with her and we get in trouble. And I like the way Sully cares for Boo. And I like the way how Mike, even though Mikey is like not with it at all, he's like, bro, I am not fucking with this human. Like, we got to do something about this shit. I feel like there's something cool about the fact that Sully is such a best friend to Mikey that he's just like, I'm not just gonna leave you to deal with this alone though. Like you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna help out, but I'm not really with it, bro. All right, let's just ask the bigger questions next. Is it better than Toy Story 3? Absolutely not. Is it better than Toy Story 2? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna put it, we're gonna put it over Toy Story 1 for now. Just for now. Just for now. If I end up changing my mind later, we can just change it. Now, Monsters University, that's one I don't have to think about. It's a B. I think the movie's good. I think it gets a lot of slack because it's one of the Pixar prequels slash sequels. And I don't know. I think the movie's cool. While the first thing that comes to mind when I think a Monsters Inc. sequel or prequel, it's not, okay, let's go to college. Like, that's not the first thing that comes to my brain, but I'm not mad that we went to college. Like, I'm like, okay, we meet some other monsters that look kind of cool. You know, I like the little story. I like the story at the end. We have a nice scene between Mikey and Sully where, you know, it gets surprisingly emotional and investing. If that's the way I want to use that word. I don't really know how I'm trying to explain it. It's been a long time since I've watched Monsters University, but I remember liking it. Finding Nemo, we bat with the big boys. It's better than Toy Story 4. It's better than Toy Story 1. It's better than Monsters Inc. It's better than Toy Story 2, bro. It's better than Toy Story 2. Now, Toy Story 3, I don't know. I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and put it over 2. And then if I change my mind later, we can just move it later. Where is Finding Dory? I like this movie. It's grown off me a little bit over the years. I'm not a fan of how in the beginning they make us feel bad about don't laugh at people that have short-term memory loss. Don't laugh at people with disabilities because, you know, we don't know how hard it is on their family. We don't know how hard it is on their friends, on them. Like, and then they spend another hour trying to make me laugh at what they just told me not to laugh at, and I feel weird. Like, I'm just like, when we see the seal that they won't let sit on the rock with them because I guess he's like mentally challenged, I'm like, is this supposed to be funny? Like, I don't really I don't really get the tone of this movie sometimes. I'm just kind of like, okay. And then that last like 25 minutes when we go on like a high-speed chase with fish and an octopus driving, I'm like, okay, this is getting a little too over the top for me. But I do like the movie. I think the movie's really funny. I think it's beautiful. You know, all the Pixar movies are beautiful, really. I'm gonna put it over Monsters University. I'm gonna put it over there, but I'm gonna put it on B. The Incredibles. I know some of y'all about to be mad, but and I know some of y'all about to be more mad, but I don't think these are S tier films. Not to me. I know most people feel like when it comes to Pixar, The Incredibles movie is like the top echelon. I love the movie. I do. I love the movie. It's so iconic. It's very memorable. I love the characters. It's very creative. I've never really loved the movie like that. I do really, really, really like the movie, but it's never been one of my personal favorites. And I feel like Incredibles 2 is honestly just as good, damn near. I mean, the only thing Incredibles 2 slacks on is the villain. That's the only thing it slacks on because you see who the villain is from a mile away. They try to do this whole thing of, oh, can't wait to find out who the villain is. It seems like it's this guy. And it's like, we know it's not that guy. We know it's Shorty sitting in the corner. We know that. Like, I don't think anyone in the theater was tricked by that. But I know it gets slack, but I like it. And I think it's just as good as Incredibles 1 on most days. Cars. Where my water? I can't do it with you, bro. I can't do it with you, bro. Now, I will say, even though I have issues with this film, I do think I'd rather watch it than Lightyear. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it over Lightyear. I don't even like the movie like that. I really don't. Because I don't get why they're cars. I just don't get why they're cars. I know everybody and their grandmother has asked the question, why are they cars? Nigga, can you chill out? The cats are going crazy. I know everybody and their grandma asked the question, why are they cars? But no, seriously, why are they cars? Like, I don't understand why y'all made all of them cars. I don't get it. But anyway, I'm not even gonna go on a tangent on that. I think the movie's mid. I think it was just mid, you know. I'm not gonna say it was just made to sell toys because it was the first one. Now you can definitely say the second one. That was for the check, bro. Like Pixar did it for the check, bro. Like, come on, bro. And it's whack. It's whack. It's a whack movie, bro. Like it just is. The story is whack. Why are we doing spy stuff? Aren't these cars? I mean, I guess there's really not that many places you could go with the story with them being cars. So you kind of do got to do something completely out there. But it's like, fam, nah, bro. I'm not with it, bro. Like, it's so mid. I don't care about Lightning McQueen. Mater annoys me. Like, not doing it with Cars 2. Now, Cars 3, I think is pretty good. I think Cars 3 is pretty good. And I'd actually put it at the top of B. I think it's pretty good, right? I know a lot of people haven't seen it because it's like, okay, after Cars 2, a lot of niggas gave up. Like, we was just like, bro, we're kind of off this Cars thing. Like, can't really believe y'all are still making these. But Cars 3, I watched it at home. You know, I'm not watching this shit in the theater. I fucking hated I didn't like Cars 1 and I hated Cars 2. There was no reason for me to go to the theater and pay money to watch Cars 3. But I watched it at home on Disney Plus and it was fine. I thought it was cool. I liked the story. I actually like Lightning McQueen in this movie, which is a shocker. It's not classic material, but I thought it was fine. I thought it was perfectly fine. And that's about the standard. That should be the lowest it ever goes with Pixar is Cars 3. It should not get to Cars 2, Cars 1, Lightyear. Like it shouldn't even get this low. But Ratatouille. That's a S, bro. That's a S. Now the question is, it's better than Toy Story 4, yes. Is it better than Toy Story 1? I'm gonna say no for now, but I might change it. But I'm gonna say no for now. Only got a few left here. Wally, y'all about to be mad. Y'all about to be real mad, but and listen, we might as well go ahead and rip another band-aid off. Y'all about to be super mad. Yeah, dog. Hey, you know what? I'm being fair right now. I'm being fair to y'all. I want to put Up even lower. Like, I really want to put Up in C, but I don't want y'all to get all pissy. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people love this movie. Y'all love the first 20 minutes. We saw a short stemming from this movie before Elemental. It was pretty nice. It was cool. Up don't do it for me like that, bro. It just don't. I think the first 15 minutes are great. You know, I think the first 15 minutes are fantastic. As soon as we get off the ground with the house, I'm like, it's not bad. Like, I'm not mad at the story or anything. I'm just kind of bored, you know? Like, it's just not really the most interesting thing in the world. And then Wall-E, I think Wall-E is fine. You know, I think the animation is fantastic. I love the sci-fi romance type of vibe. I love the kind of apocalyptic. I love the post-apocalyptic vibe of the, you know, I guess the destroyed Earth. Couldn't really explain it to you. I mean, yeah, I do feel like the twist villain was extra because I was like, did we really need a villain here? Like, and really, it's the steering wheel nigga. Like, that's the villain. The nigga that looked like a life preserve. Okay, whatever. Brave. Can't go there with y'all, bro. I'm sorry, bro. This is probably the most forgettable Pixar film in the whole thing. The only reason Cars 2 isn't forgettable is because it's so god-awful ass. You don't forget how whack that movie is. But Brave, I don't feel nothing. Like, oh, girl is a brat. And the mama, I don't care what the mama talking about. And here we are with another story about the parents. Oh, they want her to marry. And she's like, I don't want to marry. And it's like, here we go again with my family wants me to do something. And I don't want to do that. And we just saw this in Elemental. And we saw this in Turning Red. And we saw it in Luca. And Coco. Like, bro.
Do something else! Holy shit!
So many Pixar movies do the same thing. They just all do the same thing. Brave, I'm not really with it, bro. I'm not really with it. But I don't think it's a terrible movie. I know people love it. I have a friend that thinks this movie is fantastic. I would love for him to explain that to me because I don't understand. Almost done here. Inside Out. I'm gonna say Inside Out is an A, and I'm gonna put it right there. I'll put it right there. I think Inside Out is a great film. I think the animation is great. I think the idea is really inventive. Pixar being Pixar, being really creative, thinking outside the box. Um, yeah, it's just a really good movie. I don't really have anything deep to say about Inside Out. It doesn't really get too deep other than just I really enjoy watching the film. It's one of those super entertaining. I really enjoy the story. I really enjoy. Can I get rid of this ad? I just like the movie. I just like the movie. I'm not even gonna try to go into all these details. I just like it. The one movie we're not gonna rank is The Good Dinosaur because I haven't seen it. It's the only Pixar film that I have missed. Why haven't I watched this? It's because y'all keep saying it's mid. Like, not y'all as in the people watching, but like people in general, every time I hear about The Good Dinosaur, all I hear is that it's mid or it's bad. Like I don't think I've ever met a single person that says, you know what, I like The Good Dinosaur. I've never met them. I've never met them. Most people have either not seen it or they just think it's mid. So I'm not gonna rank it because I haven't seen it, so that wouldn't be fair. But that is the reason why I don't really hear anything good about it. But I'll watch it one day. It's Coco, bro. Let me tell y'all something. Long story short, I lost my grandmother and then I watched this movie, right? So like I know I set myself up for failure, but I didn't know. Nobody warned me. Nobody around me knew what this movie was or watched it. So I kind of just took a chance. I needed a pick me up. I was like, Pixar's a good pick me up. Then I was very, 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 very depressed for like maybe 3 months. Like this movie like hit me like a freaking train. And I'm not even gonna go into details because some other video. Look, some other video. Onward's good. This was like right before the pandemic. I remember I went to see this in theaters, like right before, Brovid happened. And I think it's good. I think Onward is good. I think it's really good, actually. I wish I could put it before Wally. There we go. I like Onward. I like Tom Holland in his role. I like not Evans. Chris Pratt. I like Chris Pratt in his role. I like the world. I think the world building is good. A little slow on the first 25, right? Like the first 25, I'd say 25 to 40, a little slow, right? But once we get on the journey, once we fail to bring back the dad and we just bring back his legs, I think it really starts to take off. The creativity works. The story hits hard. Like by the time we get to that emotional scene at the end, I think it was all bets were off, bro. I was crying my eyes out. Yeah, Onward's a great movie, man. One of the most disappointing films I've ever seen. Easily. Now I'm still gonna put it in B. I think I liked it more than Up, but that's about as far as I'm gonna go with it. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first main character that is black in the entire Pixar universe. And right now, I think he's the only one. And unfortunately, they just kind of dropped the ball. It feels like two different people were trying to make two different movies. It feels like somebody was trying to make an innovative story about a black person and his dreams and aspirations and something never done in Pixar. They were trying to take it to a completely different level and really flex those really deep thematic muscles that Pixar always shows. Then there was somebody else trying to make a cartoon about different souls and where they go when they, before, they become a person, I guess. And neither ideas are, I hit the mic. Neither ideas are bad. It's just that both of them together, they don't mesh. It's like Ant-Man and Kang. It's just you putting two things together that don't really mesh that well. Now, I think the movie's beautiful. I think the animation looks good. I'm kind of sick of seeing black people in animated films get turned into stuff. Like, why we always got to get turned into something or be a side character? Like, why we always got to be either comic relief or we get turned into something? Like, the only Disney movie that comes to mind is Princess and the Frog, where we get turned into freaking frogs. And it's like, I think everyone agrees right when they get turned into frogs, the movie just it doesn't keep up, bro. It just doesn't keep up with that first 25 minutes. Anyway, this ain't even about Princess and the Frog. Yeah, Soul was disappointing, but it was still fine. You know, it was still okay. I love Luca, bro. I freaking love Luca. This is hard. Y'all about to get pissed, right? Y'all about to get pissed. Luca is becoming a Coco for me. But not in terms of the emotional impact that Coco had on me, but Luca's just such a pleasant film. Like it just makes you feel good in your heart. You know, it's a heartwarming movie. If someone came to you and said, "Yo, I just watched Luca. I hated that shit." They're probably a demon. I'm not saying they are. I'm not saying they are a demon. They might be. Because it's like hating Curious George. Like, if y'all ever saw the Curious George movie, or y'all don't even have to see the movie, if you've seen the show or the book, if someone said they hated Curious George, you look at them like, nigga, like, do you need better help? Like, no advertisement. Do you need like some therapy, bro? Because like hating Luca is weird, bro. It's such an unhateable movie. It's so pleasant. It's so warm. It's so nice. Like, I don't know. It's one of those movies that it's one of my pick-me-up films. It's one of my comfort food type movies where I watch it when I'm feeling down. I watch it when I'm having a rough time and it picks me up. I think it's a great film. It's one of my favorites. Turning Red. I'm going to throw that boop, right there. I really enjoyed Turning Red. I think Turning Red is a really great film. It actually gets better every time I watch it. Again, not much to say on this one. I mean, I could go into more detail. I'm very much welcome to going into more detail about all these films later down the road. I just wanted to do a fun little, just a ranking, a tier list. But Turning Red is good. I think it's got great animation. I think the character work is great. I think the story that they tackle, I think the way that they tackle it was very unique. Not that we've never seen this kind of theme before, I keep hitting the table. Not that we haven't seen this kind of thing before, but I think the way that they did it and the way that they handled it was really cool. So, and finally, we got Elemental. Now, look, I think Elemental is really good. I think it's really good. I think it gets betrayed by weak trailers, which has become a trend. Like, I don't know what it is with Hollywood. We go through these ups and downs where trailers, they'll be weak and then trailers will be strong. But it seems like so many trailers that are weak are for movies that are really good. And then so many strong trailers, the movies are whack. So I don't really understand. But Elemental, I really mess with. I think Elemental is really good. Started to bug me a little bit with all the puns. I wasn't crazy about all the puns. It was around the point where we was doing the whole, where Wade, one of the characters, he's basically made of water, and we see a bubble bubble up and pop out of his head, and then he's like, "Ooh, thought bubble," and I was like, there's a lot of moments like that where they'll say some goofy pun and you'll just deflate. You'll just, oh my God. And you hear all the white people laughing at it and you're just like, oh my God, y'all actually thought that was funny too. There are a few too many moments like that in Elemental, but I still like the movie. I still liked it a lot. Not quite A. I'm cool with top of B. I'm cool with top of B. Very strong B. Definitely could have been that A little rough around the edges for me. So yeah, that's the Pixar ranking. I don't think it turned out too bad. We got Cars 2 and D. C tier, Brave at the bottom. I don't really like Brave like that. Lightyear, I'm so mid. Cars is fine. And A Bug's Life is fine. B tier, listen, I know y'all love Up. I don't dislike the movie. I don't think Up is a bad film. I just, it's all right. Soul, disappointing. Monsters University was cool. Finding Dory was cool. Cars 3, it's the best Cars movie. I mean, all right, you kind of comparing Booger to a shit, but it's like, I did it again. Is that better? Is that good? Sorry, guys. I don't have a setup yet. I don't really have a camera. I'm using my phone right now. I got it propped up on it. If y'all could see my setup, y'all would be like, nigga, what is going on? Trust it. It's a work in progress. Trust me. Work in progress. Hey, look. Y'all hit that like, comment, and subscribe button. Maybe I can afford to buy a camera. But Monsters University, Finding Dory, Cars 3, WALL-E, I think it's fine. I think WALL-E is cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm not crazy about it, but it's not a bad movie. Onward is really good, and Elemental is really good. A tier, we got Inside Out. I'm fine with that. Turning Red, Incredibles 2, Incredibles. I'm cool with that. And then S tier, Toy Story 4, Ratatouille, Toy Story 1, Luke. If this don't fall one more time. I'm at the end of the video. This thing has been able to stay up for a majority of the video, and now that I'm trying to wrap it up, it doesn't want to stay up. S tier, yeah. Luca, Monsters Inc., Toy Story 2, Finding Nemo, Toy Story 3, Coco. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. I think it looks good. Good. I think it looks good, man. I like it. Pixar, they mostly hit. They mostly hit. I don't agree with people that every other movie they do, they knock it out of the park. I never really felt like Pixar was that consistent to where it was just, there was a point in time where they were, but for like since 2008-ish, they've been slumming it a little bit. And I don't think it's controversial to say they've been slumming it a bit, but every now and again, they'll smack me with a Luca. They'll smack me with a Coco. They'll smack me with a Toy Story 4. And I'm like, see there, y'all agree with the list, or if you don't agree with the list, or if you just have your own thoughts, or do your own list. You know, if you want to do your own list and send me a link to it, I'll definitely watch it. I'll like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you like me, hit the like button. If you like me, you can subscribe. Sorry, I don't look at the camera often, but I don't like looking at the camera. I feel like it's weird. I like seeing whatever I look like on the screen. But anyway, that's me. Drew said it. Catchphrase. I don't have one. Y'all have a good day.